Hello and welcome everybody, I'm Barbarian and this is Crusader Kings 2 and we return here to After the End Old World, a scenario in which of course Luxembourg and San Marino are both allowed to live out their dreams of hegemony over their region, but not just that, Gondor has also risen, and Gondor has big plans, because not only of course are we tracing ourselves to the family Bonaparte, whatever the hell that means, we are also the rulers of Gondor, and being the rulers of Gondor and the Bonaparte, we have to go and conquer. It is the destiny, it is our fate, and it is our future. Now Aquitaine is already in a bit of trouble, because they declared a war here for the restoration of the borders of Aquitaine, and I honestly don't think that they are used to all the resistance that they are seeing, although they have 15,000 troops available. If I intervene here, we might be able to secure both of these areas over here, because nobody will get conquered, and we will be able to secure the rest of Aquitaine, at least if we play our cards right. So let's just go in immediately. I'm going to declare war. I'm going to raise up some troops. Who are we going to hire here? Oh, the Fellowship of the Ring. That is perfect. Yes, please do aid me in our wars. And we're going to go down there and I'm going to try to bait them in. And I can see, wait a minute, the Saint-Scolot's are already owning this. Citizen Commander Thrain of Saint-Scolot. Well, good for him. Let's conquer. The way I see things, we will have our battle, and we will have it in Périgord. I don't know how you pronounce that really, but we will have it over there because they are crossing the Garonne. Honestly, I have no idea how it's pronounced, but that's just a repeat offense right there. What we are going to do is we're going to try to channel all of the people that we need into this fight, and this means that I actually need some commanders in our position here. So let's just go ahead and assign some more commanders automatically, and then we shall call them in. I'm thinking this guy should probably be a part of this. Then again, oh, he's in the Fellowship, so he can actually only serve in this army. Otherwise, he will not be able to serve being, you know, bound to his troops. But I think we will win this, and I think we'll win this quite decisively. Let's take a look at this, okay? This will be a big battle here, and this will, I think, be the defining battle of this entire war. And they are indeed coming for us, and here goes the battle. Now we have a river crossing, we don't have any specific tactics, but this still looks good, and oh, on our way to the plains of Salah, a huge boulder blocks our path. Having been riding for days, my muscles are aching for a real challenge. Recruit, I bark at a young boy carrying a weapon far too big for his hands. Hand me that hammer. I could make Condottiere Charles of the Fellowship of the Ring Brawny. Now why would I do that? We're not going to do that, I am going to become Brawny. Let's go, and let's do this. It's looking quite good. We didn't get any good tactics, but they don't have a commander here, and I think we are just simply in a much better position, all things considered. And that's a victory, and I think that is the loss for the revolution in southern France, although it will prevail in Switzerland itself and of course in Catalonia. Well, maybe we can intervene there later. Aragorn, our son, has grown up to be a fortune builder. He is more educated in administering a realm than, you know, conquering. But I think that is exactly what we need, especially if we were to be able to, you know, form Numenor. We'll see how that goes. And I could marry him to my niece. You know what? I think we should just marry someone that comes from a bit of a different family. I like it, you know, I like marrying people from different families. It's a great thing to do. You should do it in real life as well. I can only advise you to do it. I'm not going to marry him to anyone that already holds a title. Honestly, none of these are too interesting. You know, what are you gonna do? What are you going to do? When the KGB spread to Germany, the notorious KGB have expanded their influence yet again, seizing yet another castle, this time one in eastern Germany. They have taken control of Naumburg. Volast Naumburg is now underneath the KGB. Let's just hope that they don't come into our territory here, but you can never know with these fellas. They try to be everywhere and take control of everything. Oh, come on, really? Wait, what do you want? You just want council power? And you are the only person inside of this faction. Do you have any allies? You don't have any allies. Are you drunk? What are you doing? Wait, is Luxembourg busy? Luxembourg is not busy. Our father always loved Walton more than he loved, you know, Boromir, Faramir, or even Arathorn. And I will not be blackmailed. I will not take this blackmail and accept it. I will destroy you. And of course, I will destroy you with Luxembourg's aid. I think we can use them in this fight, no doubt about it. Let's call them in. And let's get this done. Reclaim Numenor? No. Join the increased council power war. Thank you very much. Just get rid of them. Stop them from existing. And I can't believe that I ever said this, but here you go. The might of Luxembourg is rising up to aid Gondor. When Gondor calls for aid, Luxembourg hears. And Luxembourg adheres to the pact that we have just created. They will destroy our enemies. At least I hope that they will. If I may, I would like to kind of, you know, tell you to take care of this. Yeah, why don't you retake this stuff? You should have enough men, you should be able to do it yourself, and in the meantime I can finish the war against the Dictator Gilbert. For all of Aquitaine, of course. Let's take a look here. Yeah, they are going there. This will be a complete victory. I love it. I really do. And the war for Aquitaine, while we are in a civil war, the war for Aquitaine at the very least is over. Numenorian reconquest of Aquitaine is completed, and as you can see, our borders are horrible, but we are the rulers, the uncontested rulers of the entire region. I mean, you can see it even a bit better here, because we are now the kings of Aquitaine as well. And of course, we shall reform this kingdom as a part of Numenor. At least I hope that we can do that. Once we take Provence, that should no longer be an issue. But of course, there are a lot of things to consider. There are a lot of things to be done. Let's defeat the rebellion here, and then we may go and create Numenor. I'm very excited, because we are rising up in the ranks. We have destroyed everyone. I'm going to hand out all of these titles off camera. And I think we can do so much more. Gondor is only just starting to rise up. And this is one of the strangest things that I've seen in my entire life. So we took over Aquitaine, right? I started handing out most of the things. I still got some stuff to hand out, but don't worry about it too much. And now I'm looking around and I'm seeing that I'm in a war together with Dictator Gilbert. And the reason is that they are trying to go for Occitania. That is Sardinian. Corsica is trying to go for it. And I just gotta ask, what? Dictator Gilbert just lost this land to me. And then he was like, you know what? But I will help you defend against those damn Sardinians. You know, everybody, I suppose, hates the Garibaldi Sardinian dynasty. That's just, you know, a given in this world. At the end of the day, that's exactly how it goes most of the time. I forgot, by the way, which I'm going to do right now. I forgot that I need to hand out some land. My god, we are completely over the limit. Now, Walton, I'm sorry to do this, and I know that this will make me into a kinslayer, but justice is justice, especially for an elf friend. Goodbye, Walton. And the war is now finally over, but we are lucky enough because there was another war just running, which was this rebellion over here. We've already defeated everyone involved, but I think I shall immediately turn around and declare war against Sardinia and Corsica for the conquest of Provence. It is time to reform Numenor, and it is time to reform our very own faith. Now, we don't have the piety yet, but I think we will be fine in time. I will, of course, call in Luxembourg as you do. And then we will go ahead and destroy all those that stood in the way of Gondor until now. Well, congratulations to you, they actually did it. They reformed Benelux, you know, the long-awaited reformation has happened. Emperor Leopold the Venerable would be proud. And oh my god, they actually cancelled the alliance, and it appears that they cancelled the alliance twice. I am not a big fan of that. They cancelled the alliance with us for no reason whatsoever. I assume that they hate us because they ain't us, and I think we must teach them a lesson once all of this is over. Oh, they do want a marriage. You know what? They break the alliance and all that stuff. You're not getting any marriages. Get out of here. Or maybe, could I get a marriage with someone that is related to you, but in a matrilineal fashion? No? Ah, that really sucks. That would be lovely. Oh, we totally can. I'm an idiot. There you go. No. We're making this into a matrilineal betrothal, not a normal betrothal. I would love to push into the Benelux states. I don't know what they just did there. They, you know, betrayed us, then they didn't betray us, and they're still sieging down with us. I mean, are they actually? Wait a minute. They're not sieging down with us. Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. I hate it, though, and I will act against it whenever we can. You know, does this even come as a surprise to you? We've had an incredibly active, a very successful campaign so far, and a very short campaign. I mean, short, you know, 23 years have passed. That is exactly one statistical generation. And we already took Provence off the hands of the Sardinians. The fake Swiss have lost, and all of a sudden we can reform. All of a sudden we can not restore the crown of Gondor. Oh no. Wait a minute, do I also need to be a Maya of the White Council? Oh, I can be that actually, but I would have to be a temporal reformer then. Otherwise, I could not be the Maya of the White Council, so I guess you know what we're going with here. Okay, we'll see whether we need even more realm size, but so far, so good. Look at this. Everybody here swears fealty to us. Oh, you apparently don't swear fealty to us, but most of these people will hopefully swear fealty to us. You know, become a part of our realm, and then we can look towards the future. The future of a stronger Gondor. And the future of a good religion, but I think I'll take a look at that in a second. Let me just hand out these titles here. See, I wasn't quite sure when I was looking at this stuff how the requirements were actually sorted. I thought that you would either have to have the bloodline of Isildur, or you go on and, you know, are Maya of the White Council and then have a realm size, or you have an even larger realm size. I thought those were separate requirements, but it does not seem to be that way. We'll have to figure out how exactly this works. If we need to grow to actually create the empire, or rather the kingdom of Numenor, that is very much okay with me, but I think I would rather just create it fairly soon, if possible. Let's just absorb all of these, and then we shall reform the faith. I am excited, because this is a gigantic step that we have worked towards in the last 2 episodes, and that will finally come to completion. Now, let me ask you, are you sure that you don't want to join? Seriously, foreign culture, what if I give you some money? You gotta love the money train. We have so much money. We have another granddaughter. That's okay. Look at Gondor. All of a sudden, you can actually see the G. Isn't that the dream? Now, let's take a look at the potential tenets of this religion that we could introduce. We're definitely going to go with temporal because I need to be the Maya, it appears, to become, you know, the leader of Numenor. We will, of course, go with the children of Iluvatar. I would kind of like unyielding, but maybe warmongering, maybe proselytizing. We need to let people know of our ancestors, right? I mean, that's the only thing that really makes sense. We need to spread it everywhere. So I think this might even be right. We want to spread the novelist faith. We need to spread the message of the true men, according to the books. And then, of course, what are we going to choose here? Honestly, I'm not too sure about this. Maybe heir designation would be nice. Would this switch it to open? Wait a minute. Would agnatic clans switch it to open succession? Oh yes, it would be unlocked at the very least. I don't think it would immediately switch us into it. Open succession might be nice, just because it's that good, but... Ooh, daring. Honestly, daring is better, isn't it? You gotta go daring. I want to see some invasions. I want to see some people go, for example, against Britannia and do it. You know what? I'm in. Alright, all these titles got usurped. As it always goes, the novelist reformation. The ancient novelist religion is proving unable to withstand the onslaught of the cross and the moon. Rather than abandoning the old ways, Maya Boromir, the most powerful priests, have decided to reform the novelist faith in order to ensure the spread of the worship of the old gods to the four corners of the world. Firmly under the leadership of a holy Maya, this event could mark the beginning of a new era of a pagan revivalism all throughout Europe and spell doom for the Abrahamic usurpers. For Quasimodo. Alright, can I create the empire? I can. Yes, that is what I thought. I thought that is how the requirement level here works, and I think it's time. We will gain a bloodline. That was the primary title of no character. I hope that this all works out. We will gain a bloodline with a novelist opinion, monthly piety, monthly prestige, and we gain the kingdom of Numenor. Let's take a look. Return of the king. For centuries, the High Kingdom of Numenor ruled over much of Western Europe, from the Pyrenees in the south to the Benelux in the east. But the cruelty of the British and the decadence of its later rulers caused Numenor to crumble, and it has since become little more than a beautiful memory, something lost to dream. Yet it was not to be. What? Yet it was not be. Alright. For Boromir the Ringbearer has conquered, and he has re-established that which was thought lost to the ages. Truly he will be remembered forever as the one who brought hope back to the scattered people of Aslan. Hail to the king. Hail to the king indeed, and there is our bloodline here. Glorious blood of Boromir the Ringbearer. What a good name, what a good character, this is perfect. Boromir the Ringbearer restored the High Kingdom of Numenor, ushering in a new era of glory, prosperity, and unity for the novelist faithful. Maya Boromir, you have made me proud. And now we are Numenor. Is that also the de jure title down here? Oh, look at that! Oh my god, that is so rude. I immediately invalidated the Empire of the Benelux. I immediately straight up invalidated its existence. Well, I guess we're enemies now. He is, of course, following the reformed faith here, but... Oh wow, look at that, fertility plus 15%. Yeah, I think that was already in before we reformed it, but that's pretty cool. But Luxembourg, I gotta tell ya, I need to get back to Holland. I need to rule over the lands over there, and of course I need to rule over Britannia. How are the kingdom tier titles doing, I wonder? So Gondor got integrated, Arnor never existed, it is still Aquitaine. You know, if I had started down there, I was told, then we could become Arnor instead of Gondor, but this is fine. I think the next war, I mean, we have to go against Britannia and the Benelux now, don't we? Now this is what I'm talking about. If I go for a great war for Gondor, that would already be good, but what if I just go for a great war for Britain? Well, we will wait for the Great Holy War era to start, but it would be exciting, wouldn't it? And I love that our bishoprics are called libraries. That is just really, really good. I'm a huge fan of this. I hope that a lot of people will go on and try some daring invasions, of course. That is like one of the most important things to me, because it would be definitely aiding in spreading our religion forth. And while we were allies at the start of this video, you know, they aided us, or at least they tried to aid us in the rebellion. I mean, no, honestly, they didn't just try, they did succeed in aiding us, but then they betrayed us. They broke our pact, not once, but twice. Emperor Philippe the Butcher, I think it is time that you hand over Flanders, for that is an integral part of Numenor. I will defeat you, and you will never be happy again, you hear me? That is your fate, and I think we can make that happen. Let's arrange it. Yet again, I have baited in the AI. You know, I've thought about this lately, quite a bit actually, when it comes to how this game feels, how it plays. And baiting the AI, while it does feel satisfying every now and again, it is far too easy, isn't it? 10,000 are going in through a river crossing with worse commanders than ours, of course, and we have so many people coming from the back. This is a loss to them. This is a complete loss. And there you go. Yeah, I mean, it's not even a competition at this point. And I could fight you, and you know what? I shall fight you. I didn't do all that well, but we did capture him, and you shall be sacrificed. And with that, I mean, the war is practically over. Emperor Philippe the Butcher did not appreciate the fate Mayor Arnold met with the battle of, within the Battle of Verdun, and has sworn to take matters into his own hands. All this fuss over a head on a pike, we did put his head on a pike during this battle here, which of course is yet again a very strong victory of ours. And Emperor Philippe definitely hates us. I mean, you know, he betrayed us. He double betrayed us, and he gets what he deserves. Let me tell you. And oh my god, matters of life and death. With age comes wisdom, they say, or at least it may change the questions we ask, you mutter to yourself. You have had trouble sleeping lately, more often than not. While the rest of your court is sound asleep, you find yourself staring at the ceiling. You're getting older, each day closer to leaving this plane of existence. It is folly to fear such a thing, of course, but yet you cannot keep these feelings at bay. Didn't you used to dream of grander things? What about you carving your own path? What happened to your ambitions? You sit up straight in your bed. This is ridiculous. You are the ruler. You have people ready to serve your any whim. Perhaps your counselors have ideas. If nothing else, it might ease your trouble sleeping. You know what? We have pretty decent counselors. I'm gonna hope that we're gonna get a martial-oriented thing because we have 32 martial stats. Let's do this. Maya Boromir the Ringbearer shall become immortal. One doesn't simply die. The war, in the meantime, is over, of course, and now I'm very excited to hopefully become immortal. Now, she's already of the right religion, so this is okay. Gondor and Numenor have reclaimed even more land. I love it. And you know what? I shall usurp the Kingdom of Belgium. Oh, this poor soul. Philippe the Butcher has not gotten away with anything here, and I'm hereby naming you Queen of Belgium. Good for you. Good for you. I mean, keep it up. You've done nothing in your life so far, but you've gained everything, and I hope that continues. Oh, man. This mortal coil. In spite of all of his efforts, Theoden's search for information on how to prolong the life of his master has turned up fruitless. Disappointment is written all over your face as you rise to leave the council meeting. He avoids your gaze for months, but he's not the only one. Whenever you enter the room nowadays, people grow quiet. The rumor says you're dying. In a sense, it is true, but aren't we all? You still have trouble sleeping. Was life always this awkward? Oh, that useless Theoden. It might be because I closed the gates. I feared as much, but listen, I had to close the gates because otherwise you would simply pass away due to a sickness, so I think this is fairly fine. At the end of the day, becoming immortal is just so overpowered anyway. I can very well live without it, I think. What is this all about? Heeding the call. A stranger has appeared at your court. She says she will only speak to you, my lord. A servant bows before you, clearly annoyed. You pause. What is this about? The times are busy in Paris, and you were in the middle of contemplating whether you should have a grand feast thrown in your name and arrange for a prestigious hunting trip. There's always someone to impress, and you would rather not get involved in the drama of the court. You glance at the servant, still bowing deeply. Very well. In the main hall, a hooded figure approaches you. Intriguing. Wait a minute, did this work out? Is this fake? She has to be fake, right? Anula the Gentle? I don't actually know how the martial immortality chain goes, but I assume that she's fake. I will still absolutely do it. Also, is this actually learning instead of martial? We'll see. When you heard about the alleged mystic, you pictured someone very youthful. However, you did not picture a child. The little girl who calls herself Anula is unlike any child you have ever met. Her manners are incredibly mature, and she seems to be far more knowledgeable than your most educated advisors. She tells you tales of faraway realms and distant times, heavy with symbolism and hidden meanings. While it is very strange to hear such wise words spoken by a mere child, the vividness of her stories makes you wonder if she experienced them all herself. She promises to tell me more if you accept her as a teacher. See, the thing about this is I will say yes, but if this is, for some reason, I don't know why it would be, but if this is immortality via learning, I mean, I am dumb. Maya Boromir is so dumb, it's indescribable. But I'm intrigued, sure, whatever you say. Oh, and this is actually wonderful. I was worried that we would never see our own Great Holy Wars because there was no Crusader Kings era yet, but look at that. Pope Zebaldus, without ever holding any titles, has called for Crusader Kings. Let's go! In about 10 years' time, we will also be right there. Fallen man. Anula and you are walking side by side through the capital. She patiently explains the principles of reincarnation and immortality. Boromir, my friend, remember that karma is not only produced when you act. Everything you think, say, and cause is also karma. While good deeds yield sweet fruits, punya, unkindness brings forth spoiled fruits, pap. Your walk has brought you to a rundown alley where a man in tattered clothes sleeps in a doorway. As you approach, the stench of alcohol and vomit becomes unbearable. Anula tells you that the man was cheated of all of his savings and how he fell into despair when the local authorities refused to help him. It seems like Anula wants you to pity him, but you cannot force yourself to do so. I understand his suffering, but he should have persevered. This man only has himself to blame. Or, I see what you're trying to do, but I won't be manipulated. Yeah, I think this is for some reason, I cannot explain why, but I think we got the learning quest of immortality. Listen, Anula, you know what? I guess I'm gonna spend the money. My heart aches for this man. I will give him the money he lost. No, you know what? I understand why, but should have done better. The sweetest fruit. Anula nods contentedly at your words. Most people understand the value of compassion and a good deed, but few understand the true meaning of honesty. Before we can grow, we must learn to accept our failings. You have taken the first step on the journey. Anula's words really resonate with you, and during the walk home, you intently listen to her lesson. You soak up every word and decide to make a change in your life. If you have taken the first step, surely taking the next will be easier. And we're just. Cool. Is this for real? What's happening here? This is not the martial questline, is it? Mind over body. Anula has been happy with your progress and informed you that the time had come for a period of deep introspection. You must venture into the wilderness all on your own, my friend, with nothing but the clothes on your back. You are to stay there until you have had a deep epiphany. You are not quite sure what an epiphany feels like or what it is because I am very, very stupid, but Anula assured you that it all will become clear in time. Now you have spent 4 days in isolation, fasting and meditating. Your mind does feel clearer, however, you are not sure if you are approaching your epiphany or if the lack of sustenance is making you delirious. When Anula ordered you to abstain from food, she cannot see you now, and the hunger is becoming quite unbearable. You know what? I think he would be true to the idea. He would be true to the idea of carrying through with this, even though he does not know what an epiphany is. So you know what? I will not quit now, no matter the cost. Let's see where this goes. The moment of clarity. I swear to God, she's a false. This is impossible. I mean, first of all, this is clearly buggy because we have a learning mystic and not someone that is oriented towards martial. But not just that, she has to be fake, right? Because I'm dumb as a plank. Like literally just nothing in my head, and yet I win. What? Finally, it arrives, the moment of perfect clarity. All of your senses are on edge, each expression as distinguished and detailed as if you experienced everything for the first time. It is as if your mind is expanding, reaching out, enveloping everything. You can feel that the realization is there, just beyond your limits. You just have to, and then it is as if something snaps within you. Some limitation which has always held you back is gone, and now everything makes sense. Each of Anula's lessons is rushing through your mind, each word as clear as if she was standing next to you. You sit there for a while, just taking everything in, paralyzed with amazement. What is happening? This has to be fake. I don't buy it. In what world is this happening? Crusader kings, the Holy Land of Spain is falling to the infidel. In response to this crisis, Pope Julius V has called on a great alliance of Palmarian lords and leaders with the intent of fighting for the true faith. This signals the beginning of a new era of Palmarian holy wars, the second crusading era. This is getting out of hand, now there are two of them. So we have both the Catholics and the Palmarians throwing around crusades, and I can only guess that they are actively... Oh wow, actually, they are directly under threat, because we have a Muslim incursion here, I assume from the Maghreb. No, actually, are you a conqueror? What are you? How did you get here? He inherited it. He was slain by Pope Julius V himself. What kind of badass is this dude? Well, either way, I hope that they're going to use it against Catalonia, because that, of course, is the bigger threat than, you know, whatever's going on down here. The Almohads. No, it's not even that. It's the Alokema. We'll see how it goes. The bonds of mortality. Anula was most pleased to hear about your epiphany in the wilderness. Since then, she has been preparing you for the last step of your journey towards enlightenment and immortality. To live forever, my dear friend, you must learn to separate the self from the body, she told you. Now Anula says that you are ready. It is time to put all her lessons into practice. If you succeed, your body will become an immortal vassal and eternal life is yours. If you fail, you do not want to think about it. Anula has offered you a draught of herbs. This will make the bonds looser and help you to let go, she told you. But be careful, if you lose the connection to your body entirely, who knows where your spirit will end up. Give me the draught. I can release myself? What? No, you know what? Let's drink it. Let's see how it goes. This is ridiculous. This has to be a fake mystic. I mean, come on now. What is your base stat here? Is that still determining? She has a 25 base stat. Is she actually real? Family is sacred? Excuse me? Alright, you know what? I'm ready. Give me the draught. As you lower the flask from your lips, a strange feeling comes over you. Anula helps you to lay down on the bed. Your limbs are numb, and it is almost impossible to make them obey. You try to speak, but it is as if your tongue belongs to someone else. Your body is melting, dissolving. As your body is sinking down into the bedding, your spirit rises, shedding its mortal husk. You know the body before you used to be your own, but now you feel strangely detached from it. You do not belong with this old hunk of flesh anymore. You turn around and keep rising. In another part of the keep, a new life is born. Holy crap, what? Is this a joke? You can feel its pureness, its vitality, the brightness of its life force. A fresh start? Okay, so we died. Never caring for the word of the librarian. Many fear Aragorn's rule will come to an early end as Era Ilúvatar smites him. Long live High King Aragorn. So we just died, and supposedly we are this person. Now, I think this is a fake event. I don't think that this is actual reincarnation. At least, as far as I'm aware, this is not actually something that, you know, creates like a reincarnation flag or something. But let's just act as though Maia Aragorn, because as you can see, he was trying to kill Boromir, as though this was his plot coming to fruition. It was, you know, taking good shape, so I think that is exactly what happens here, at least in reality, outside of the crazed mind of Maia Boromir, our father. And now we are Maia Aragorn. Let's see where this goes, and let's see what we can conquer going forward. Now, the conquests of Numenor are a topic for tomorrow. For today, I want to thank the members of the channel that are making videos such as this one possible, namely the Barons, Aaron, Stefan, the Richest T, Snywolf, Emma Mamello, Thomas, Lachlan, and Mitchell. Of course, also the Counts, Shifty, Wombat, and Kazan. And last but not least, the absolutely beautiful Dukes, Suspicious Dark and Nathan, Knight of Squires, Kenneth, Lexo, Eric, and Aiden. Thank you all so much for supporting the channel, and I will see you in the next episode. Later, Alligator.